Hey guys, it is a great day being in room 625. It is. Today we are going to start a new lesson called Measures of Central Tendencies. You learned this in 5th grade, and I believe Mrs. McLean taught you this year as well. You probably referred to it then as mean, median, mode, and range. This is falls under the statistics category of mathematics, and something that we are going to do. If you notice my screen, there's a couple things you might see. The first is the calculator on the left-hand side of the screen. I am 100% fine with this lesson that you use a calculator. Some of it will be really easy. Well, you won't need to use it at all. But for the mean, mainly the mean, and at some points the median, it's something you can definitely use a calculator on. If we were to have taken iLearn, this would be part of the iLearn assessment that you would get to use a calculator on as well. So fine by me. If I were to do this, I would use a calculator too. On the right hand side, you see the keynote that we usually take in class. That is the first slide has all of the definitions. This would be a great slide to maybe take a screenshot, or take a picture. Both those words work. And save in your photos. That way, if you are doing your homework later this week and you need to be reminded of what one of the words means, it might be a lot easier just to pull up your Photos app, click on this photo, than trying to scroll through the videos and see which video and where at the video are these definitions. Go through them real quick. We have a few. The first one is mean. That's another word for the average. What is the average of the numbers? What is a number that kind of represents the whole data set? The median is the middle number in the data set, and the most important thing about finding the median is that you order your numbers from smallest to biggest, or least to greatest. The mode is the number that appears the most in the data set. If you have a couple of numbers that both appear a lot, you can have more than one mode. But if you do not have any numbers repeat at all, then there is no mode. So to rephrase that, the number that appears the most is your mode. If you have two numbers that appear the most, or three numbers that appear the most, say they both appear, or all three of them appear 4 times, you can have more than one mode. However, if all the numbers only appear once, they're not all the mode. If all the numbers only appear once, then you only have one mode. The range is the difference between the biggest and the smallest, or the difference between the greatest and the least values in the data set. So in other words, you find the biggest number, you find the smallest number, and you subtract those two numbers. The upper quartile and lower quartile are probably new terms to you. When you find the median, that is the middle number. When you find the upper quartile, that is the middle number of the greater numbers of the data set, the numbers greater than the median, and the lower quartile is the number in the middle of the smaller numbers of the data set. And that will be, it sounds really complicated, but it's a lot easier once we get into a couple examples. And then the last thing we have is the outlier, and that is a number that is just not like the rest of the data. So maybe you're seeing how many miles Mr. Sebastian has ran over the past couple days, and the numbers are like 4, 5, 7, 4, 5, 7, 4, 9, 5, 8, 7, 118, 4, 5, 7. If you notice 118, it's not like the other numbers. It totally sticks out, so that would be your outlier. Outliers can be small or big. Maybe we're talking about the number of shots it takes Mr. Williams to make a hole on a golf course, and maybe it's 18, 19, 17, 20, 18, 17, 3, 18, 17. You notice there 3 is not like the rest, so that would be the outlier. So, video 1, definitions. Please make sure you listen to this, and if you have any questions, look over it and take a screenshot of it. I think that would help you immensely. Move on to a couple examples in the next video.